Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Seven of Arrows in Insecurity. And why does this not surprise me that this shows up today? You know, yesterday was the Three of Arrows, jealousy, and we talked about that fear and instability going on, and you know that's what creates that jealousy feeling, right? Is trying to have, you know, something that somebody else has. You know, and then there's some fear and jealousy going on within that. And in today, it's all about insecurity. Seven of Arrows, insecurity. And, you know, it's the fear and confusion that leads to instability and panic. Okay, again, Arrows is all about logic and reasoning. It's an air sign. Okay, it's I don't want to say an air sign, it's an air element, right? And, you know, air is often connected to the mind, connected to the intellect. And, you know, a lot of times when we sit there and, you know, we think about what the Joneses have or we think about what the Smiths have, you know, it kind of leads us into, you know, will I ever get there, right? And we're doing it in here. We're thinking too much. We're thinking about what's going on. And, you know, if you look at the picture here, okay, she's got her hand up on her head. You know, the other one's, you know, up on her throat. And, you know, she is ensnaring herself within those vines. She is ensnaring herself with standing on that rock. And if you look at the rock on her left foot, you know, is a skull. Okay? And then she's got, you know, a few arrows coming at her. Nothing, she's got 1, 2, maybe 3 piercing her. Okay? And the confusion and instability that's going on, it's kind of like the dark reaches of the mind. Okay, we get stuck within our own machinations of what's going on in there, and it's sometimes it's a lack of self-discipline or emotional insecurity, and that's what fuels our fears. Just as I talked about yesterday with the Three of Arrows and jealousy, you know, if we take on that jealous aspect, what it then does is starts bringing in negative energy. Okay, and if you brought in that negative energy from yesterday to today, then you're going to be insecure. And you know, what does insecurity really do? Okay, it brings in self-doubt, it lowers your self-esteem, it lowers your self-confidence. Okay, and it starts taking on its own little monster. I can't do this. You know, well, geez, I can't go down the road like this. You know, I'm afraid to even ride my bike in traffic anymore or something like that, right? And that's just the fear that, you know, that continues to develop. And the more you do those things, the more confidence you get. Your self-esteem starts coming up. You say, you know what? Hey, I can do this. When you start letting that emotional insecurity come in, when you start letting that panic come in, that instability, okay, that's where the fear and the confusion just starts taking over. And what else happens is we become out of balance. 2 days ago, you had the balance card there, right? The balance of, you know, good emotions versus bad emotions, the good, you know, fear versus joy. Okay. When we let the insecurity take place, it leads us to, you know, some self-destruction going on, which then creates more fear and confusion. It's a never-ending cycle, you know, and the only person that can stop that cycle is you. She can easily get down off this rock. She can easily move forward, but she's similar to the Four of Vessels gal, and this might even be the same gal. Actually, I don't think it is. I think this is a green woman in this picture, but the lack of movement to do something better in a social setting, in a relationship, in your work setting, however you want to look at it, you know, are leading to the same thing. Laziness and lethargic here with the Four of Vessels, okay, and insecurity here with the Seven of Arrows. Whether we know it or not, the only one responsible for our fears is ourselves. We can't let somebody talk us into stuff. You know, there's a colleague of mine that when I told them that I was planning on biking the United States and, biking Florida and biking Michigan, they were like, you can't do that. You're going to get hit by a car. I'm like, there's bike lanes 10 feet off of the road. There's a wide shoulder in Michigan. There are areas set up in the United States to bike, with bike paths and stuff. Is there some fear out there? Most definitely. Is it scary? At times. But yet at the other piece of that, what you can do, okay, is take some of that insecurity and, turn it into confidence, turn it into joy, turn it into compassion, turn it into positive energy. All right, don't let the negative energy of the 3 of arrows and the 7 of arrows, hold you back. All right, you can control that fear. You can control the joy. You can control the balance that's going on as well of what's going on in your life. All right, you can decide whether you're the blood or the milk and bone. Right? 10 of bows. You've got the choice to take on that responsibility. What happens if you don't? Okay, so you didn't take on that responsibility. The balance came around, the 3 of arrows, you're a little bit jealous. Maybe somebody else got that responsibility, right? And then you're thinking, why did he get that? Why did she get that? I could do that job. I could bring these bows up this mountain. And then it's kind of like it goes back to that 4 of vessels. Woe is me. And that's what the green woman's doing here. Same thing with this guy in the 8 of stones, skill. Here he's got his craftsmanship. He's got his handprint on the wall. Right? He's taken on that responsibility. If you're not a good craftsman, and you're lackadaisical, and, I don't know if I could do this job. The boss comes up to you and says hey, we've got this project we think you'd be good at. Oh, I don't know if I could do that, boss. That's going to take me out of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like that. Yeah, we know that, but we'll give you everything you need. Oh, no, I don't know. You know what? I just want to do what I'm doing. I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. From that point on, your boss is going to look at you and say, you know what? We're not going back to him. He's not secure with with change. He's not concerned, secure with growth. All right? He can't be responsible to develop his skills. He can't be responsible to carry up that load of bows. That person's out of balance. All right, and then at the same time, when that opportunity passes up, you're like, doggone it, they gave that job to Joe. I knew I could do that, but you know what? I just don't want that responsibility because then they're going to put more on me. Well, that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you move past your fears. That's how you raise your self-esteem and, grow your self-confidence by taking on those challenges. It's the same thing with your emotions, right? If you're self-disciplined and in control of your emotions, you can tackle whatever. It's not letting that anger, not letting that jealousy, not letting that insecurity rule you. All right? It's you taking control of your life, not letting others take control of it for you. All right? You're the only one responsible for your fears. And you can change a lot by looking at the past. Looking at the past in your life. Looking at, what could you do differently around, maybe an attitude. If you change it from a negative attitude to a positive, instead of woe is me, it's, yeah, I'm going to take care of this. Or, hey, who wants to volunteer for this? And you just sitting back in a corner going, nah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, me, choose me. Right? Just like in grade school when people wanted to ask you questions. Turn that negativity of insecurity into a positive to move forward. Taking that energy and just giving it out, and creating joy and happiness in your life instead of insecurity. So that's today's card of the day, 7 of Arrows, Insecurity. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. And this is D for the Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe.